For my final project, I will be using the airlines database and discussing how and why delays affect airports based on certain times of the year. Airport delays are an extremely big issue when it comes to flying and traveling. Some times of the year may have better chances of fewer delays. When is the best time to travel by flying with the fewest delays? A flight is considered delayed when it leaves more than 15 minutes after it was scheduled to leave, according to the Federal Flight Administration. For my abstractions, I decided to use weather delays, National Aviation System delays, and airport. Weather delays is abstracted as the number of flight delays due to natural weather conditions. National Aviation System delays is abstracted as the amount of time due to airport operations, heavy traffic volumes, and air traffic controls. An airport is abstracted as the place where flights come and go. My structure shows that for those keys I decided to abstract. I ended with integers from the National Aviation System, I ended with a string for the airport code, and I ended with an integer for weather delays. The limitations that I experienced throughout this project were that the data did not start until 2003, so I was unable to go deeper into the data. The data set is not specific in giving the information for whether or not the delay was caused by a direct fault of the airport, such as boarding issues, ticket issues, or security issues. Even though we have the data for if the delay was weather, we do not have the reason, such as wind, rain, snow, extreme heat, etc. However, even with these limitations, I was able to fully explore what my project needed. I just could have gone deeper into the information had I had fewer or no limitations. For question number 1, I decided to ask, what are the trends and delays due to the weather for the years from 2003 to 2006? This question is important to the project because the general weather delays, I believed, would be the biggest factor when dealing with flight patterns, more specifically the delays experienced. I decided to go into depth from the years 2003 to 2016 because those were the only years the dataset was able to provide for me. When looking closely at the data, I realized that it begins with 2003 as expected, and for each year you can see where the winter months come into play, which does make sense due to the fact that November and December would have worse weather and slow the airlines down from taking off. However, as we come closer to the present years, it seems as if airports have discovered better ways to deal with the weather and delays seem to have reduced. For my second question, I decided to ask, what are the trends and delays due to the National Aviation System during 2014 and 2015? I decided to ask this question because I wanted to be able to see if there were other reasons that the airports could not control what would cause delays. I decided to compare 2014 and 2015 to see if there would be any noticeable differences between the 2 years or to see if these sorts of delays are consistent. I chose to use the data from the National Aviation System because it was in the data set, which happened to be fantastic information. In these abstractions, it shows a general rise in delays in the summer due to the National Aviation System. When doing the research for the abstractions, I was able to find that the National Aviation System handles congestion, heavy traffic, and other non-natural issues that may cause a flight to be delayed. So these abstractions show that there are more non-natural delays in the summer than there are in any other months of the year. So for instance, when deciding when to vacation, you may want to leave a day or two early or come back a day or two early in case flights are delayed, postponed, or canceled. For my third question, I decided to ask, what months of the year have the fewest delays due to weather from 2003 to 2016? Because the last two questions led me to believe that delays occurred in summer and winter months, I wanted to go deeper to see exactly what months of the year have the most delays. I had a theory that the summer months had more to do with the National Aviation System and the winter months had more to do with the weather. So because of this visualization, I was able to determine that the most delays actually come from the summer months, and it is most likely due to the national aviation system, not the weather slowing things down. The stakeholders that I believed were affected by this specific instance were those attempting to fly because this will tell them the most effective/efficient airports to travel to or from, businesses who are transporting materials, airline investors, advertisers in the airport who benefit from more viewers if an airport does well and has more travelers. Cities around airports tend to prosper, so real estate value would be in high demand if the airport is efficient. But the biggest issue for the average consumer would be because the most delays happen around the summer and winter, they may need to schedule vacations and holiday trips far in advance or leave at an irregular time or day.